Hello all, trying out a different camera this time, and so you'll get to see me hopefully a bit more this year. I'm in the big polytunnel, and I've started doing my sowing, and basically I'm working my way this way. Today I'm going to sow some beetroot. You can see that. Hopefully you can see those. They are, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Shiogia. Probably got that one wrong. And I'm going to do some carrots. Right, carrots, I'll start with the carrots. Carrots you're meant to sow directly. That's how almost everybody does it. Oh, sorry, I can just hear it raining. However, 2 years ago, I had a chap, an amateur above me, and he sowed all his in trays, and then he transplanted them. Now his carrots that year were enormous. From those what he transplanted, worked really well. So I thought, well, I think I've got about 6 packets of carrots here, but why not give it a try? I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. The beetroot, they're not going to go in trays. I'm going to put those. I'm going to put them in these, I don't think you can see it now, they're going to go in cell trays, and I'm going to put 5 seeds in each cell, and I'm going to use the 6 cell trays, so I'll have 30 beetroot in each tray. So that's what I'm going to, start with the carrots first. So how I do it, I just like to work from right to left. I'm probably always doing things backwards. I'm a bit ambidextrous in a lot of ways. I always seem to do things differently. Now, I don't know whether you can see it on here, but my favourite compost for doing everything, for using in pots, for seeds, I use this Westland multi-purpose compost. It comes in 100 litre bags. Quite often you get 2 bags for £12, and that's what I use. I know a lot of people, they'll use John Innes 123, and they'll use other soils. For me, this is worked. Whether it's something I'm doing right, wrong, I don't know, but it works for me. Might not work for you, but for the last 4 years we've used it, and so I'm going to stick with it. So what I'm doing at the minute, it comes compacted. I'm hoping you can see this. I'm just breaking it up with my hands. It does say on the packet to use gloves. I use a trowel to just take a chunk off. Now it has forecast heavy rain this afternoon, showers, could even be thunder and hail. So I would assume that you'll be able to hear it raining now. It's just in that stage where it doesn't know what to do. I must apologise about yesterday. I was really feeling down in the dumps. I really don't know why it came on all of a sudden. I was fine the day before, and then yesterday, I don't know. Just don't know. But I'm feeling better today. Now ideally, if you've got one of those green trays, what I see a lot of plot holders using, then you can pour your compost into there and you've got less mucking around with trying to keep tidy. And we do have one at home, but obviously because we grow a lot of stuff at home as well, we'll use that there. I'll probably invest in another one here. Excuse me. Now, I don't know about you, but it can be a lonely thing, gardening. I don't know. I don't know whether a lot of you are on your own, or whether you have actually got partners. And, you know, here it comes. Alright, I was just being a bit nosy. Right, okay. A lot of my seeds I either get from magazines or we buy them from Lidl. And Lidl seeds are absolutely brilliant. You know, they tend to all grow. I often find that some of these major seed company seeds are iffy. Okay, can you see what they look like in there? I know that carrots are tiny. I suspect that these have got something mixed in with them. And what I'm doing is just gonna I'm just putting some into the palm of my hand, and then I'm gonna sprinkle them. And obviously when these come through, I will thin them out before I actually transplant them. And there's absolutely loads in here. In fact, I'm just going to sprinkle them in. You only need to put a 1/4 of an inch of soil on top. Don't worry if you're not quite sure how to do that. There's various methods, everyone prefers different ones. Basically I just grab a handful of soil which is not compacted, and I just sprinkle it over, just so it covers the seeds. Now, as I've said before, we're not sure whether this is going to work or not. As I said, I've only known that one person to grow them from seed in trays and then transplant, and it worked very well for him. We're not saying that this is going to work well for me. It may not. I like to firm it down. It just makes it better. That's it. Right, so all I need to do now with that is label it up. I have got an open packet here somewhere, so let's see, here we are. Now with whatever I grow, there's several things I'll put on the label. We'll start off with the name. So in this case we've got carrots. And then Nantes, whatever that is. So that's on one side. Now on the other side I could put information that will help me. So I'll always put the date. So we've got 24th of March, so it'll be 24th of the 3rd. And next to that if I'm doing flowers and that, I'll put down the height of the flower, because for instance zinnias, you can get them in short and high versions, same with cosmos. So if you put them all down there, that will help you when it comes to planting. So you can obviously put the taller plants on the back and then the smaller ones at the front. So there we are. Now the next thing to do is to water these. Now I'm just going to swap these around, because this is going to go over here. This one can come over here. I've got stuff in here, do not want it to all get wet through, so we're working on those seeds. We're going to be doing those. There's nothing else in here what I need, so I'm just going to put these in the trailer, which is just at the back here. Okay, sorry for getting up. Get the watering can, so I'm just going to give it a good soak. And that's it. Now, being in the polytunnel, it's going to need, it may need a water every day. In fact, the ones at the back there, I'm going to have to give another water. They were planted yesterday, they're leeks, and I did give them good soaking, but they're dried up. So it's something what needs to be done every day in the polytunnel from March onwards, because they just dry so quickly. Right. Next. Now I've got plenty of these carrots. I'm gonna do another tray. I tend to do a couple of trays. If it's flowers, I may do 4 or 5. May use the whole packet of seeds, and I'll do several sowings. So I might stagger it by a couple of weeks, or I might even leave certain things could be left a month. And I will put things in different places. I may have some here, may have some in the conservatory at home, the polytunnel at home, or even in the other polytunnel here, outside. I just like to, it just pays off to be cautious, especially when it comes to beans. Now here in Leicestershire, when it's runner beans or climbing French beans, really don't want to start growing them until middle of May, because we can get frosts right through to the start of June. So if you do put them out beforehand, then you must cover it over with fleece, because you'll lose them. Even in this tunnel, well, the old tunnel, I lost hundreds of beans. I did do again last year. I thought they were protected, and they weren't. You can other things like you tomatoes. I mean, they can easily get killed, but they tend to be hardier than beans for frost. But having said that, you should never have them outside when there's frost around, because it will kill a tomato. Right, let's just move this over this way a bit. So what we're basically doing is experimenting here. As I say, it's either going to work or it's not, so you can share the experience with me as you follow me along through the season. I see a lot of you have been going to gardening shows and that. I would love to go to some of these things, but I'm not one for driving, and I wouldn't go on my own on a train, so I don't really get to see any of these places. Never mind. so many left. We can see that. Loads. Right, so as I say, 1/4 inch of soil. And then I'm just going to gently just flatten it down and there, back, and give it water. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to give these a water at the back. Oh, and finally, must put a label in. I'm going to stop the video shortly, and we'll probably do a separate one for the beetroot. And probably have a little natter as well. So we've got the carrots. What they are, what variety. The date, 24th of March. Stick that in. So that's it. We'll talk later.